Hey guys, Jessica here with Team Macias eXp Realty. Really excited to go over with you guys today. We are going to go over your 9-step real estate strategy for 2021 to ensure you guys have success. So let's hop right into things. Um, Power pivot number one. It's so important to have all of your ducks in a row. So you want to ensure that you line things up with your lender, get things all organized and set. And what I mean by that is when you start off with your pre-approval process, your lender's going to get all the documents from you, check all the information you provided on your application, and basically what is known as underwrite your entire file. And that's going to ensure you come in with an approval to purchase a home. And then really all we need from there is a contract. So when your lender goes that in depth, that is exactly what you need to really compete and be exact on point with your loan process. So line things up with your lender, and then that will also enable them to be able to order their appraisal within the first 24 hours. And what we're seeing is there's a lot of cash offers on the table, and in order for someone getting a loan to be completely and utterly competitive with that cash offer, you need to basically be just like a cash offer. So having your file underwritten, having your ability to close quickly, and everything in line with your lender, and their ability then to order the appraisal like that is going to be just as competitive and really set you up for success. Power pivot point number two, line up your home inspector. So a lot of buyers, obviously we know that we need to get a home inspection, but you don't think about how quickly we want to get that done. And so having who you're going to use as your home inspector in mind before you even write an offer is hugely beneficial, because then the minute we get an offer accepted, we can schedule our our appointment with them and get them out to view the property, go everything for you, and make sure that happens immediately. And then so they'll get to come out immediately, and that'll make sure that we get those contingencies done fast. A huge point when you write up your offer is to be able to have your contingencies for inspections reduced down as low as possible. From my experience, at least 10 days or less. Honestly, a week is great enough time and still very quick for the sellers to be able to get that inspection period through. And to sellers, that makes them very confident then when they see you're willing to reduce that time frame. It makes them feel confident in moving forward with your offer because they know you're going to commit to things faster. So having your home inspector lined up ahead of time, that way you can order your home inspection to be done in that first 24 hours, is crucial. Power pivot number three. As I just mentioned for number two, the quick timelines, we want to have a quick contingency period, so that way we show the seller we're ready to commit now, get through this process, and get to the finish line. And we want to get there quickly and ensure you understand how serious we are. So for your home inspection, 10 days or less is really where you want to be. In my experience, over my last decade of working in this business and over the 450 transactions I've been a part of, my experience tells me that 10 days is really as quick as we need to be. We can sharpen that even more and go in at 7 days for contingencies. But the sweet spot is really 7 to 10 days for your home inspection period is going to be huge. Power pivot number four, fully underwritten loan and quick escrow timelines. So as I mentioned, with lining things up with your lender for our power pivot number one, number four is you really want to make sure your loan is set. And that's going to set your lender up with the ability to get their loan approval in fast. So once we get our offer accepted, rather than the default 21 days that's in the purchase agreement, we can reduce that down significantly. And in my experience, my lender has been able to get the loan approved in 14 days. And that's amazing. When you're looking at trying to really show a seller our seriousness, that will get our loan approved a week faster than majority of other buyers, that just shows that we not only are serious and ready to go, but that we're qualified and set. and it's really going to help your offer stand above and beyond everybody else. And then escrow timelines. So closing escrow is a very negotiable timeline. But for the purpose of this, if we can close it quicker, you really, like we've been preaching through this whole part, want to have all your ducks in a row. And ideally, being able to close in 21 days versus the normal 30 ensures the seller is going to get their money 9 days faster than anybody else that's offered on the home. So that's going to be another great way for you to set yourself up for success and compete with the other offers on the table. Power pivot number 5. So when you purchase a home, you have your good faith deposit. And most of the time, the average and standard number for that is about 1% of the purchase price. But if you want to be competitive, especially with cash offers, my suggestion is to go in at least with a $10,000 deposit and have, or even a 2 to 3% of the purchase price. What that's going to do is it's going to show the seller that you're putting a lot on the line. But in all reality, the deposit is not something for you to be concerned with or worry about losing. You've got all of your contingencies in place, tongue twister, to protect that deposit. And so with those contingencies, as long as those are there and we only remove them when you're ready, you will not lose that deposit. So whether it's $1,000 or $100,000, it's just money sitting in the escrow account. It's also part of your down payment. So when it comes time for closing, say our deposit's $10,000 and you need $50,000 down, you're only gonna have to bring in the additional $40,000. So with all those protections in place, in my experience, again, over a decade of being in this business and over 450 transactions, I have yet to have had a client lose their deposit. It's really, really difficult. And I've only ever had a seller keep a deposit once. And again, it was a blatant, we were on day 28 about to close and the buyers changed their mind. And by that point, you're already committed and the sellers have lost 28 days of marketing. That's what that risk and that deposit's there for. But ultimately, in the seller's eyes, they see, oh, they're putting $10,000 on the line. They're serious. But for you, no big deal because I'm going to get that deposit back if we cancel. And it's part of my down payment, so I was going to give it to escrow at some point anyways. And it's just a way to really stand up and beat out other offers on the table. Power pivot number 5. You really want to ensure that when you're pulling the trigger to purchase a home, you are 100% confident and you know the how, what, and why of the home buying process. That's going to ensure the most confident decision you're going to make is going to be because you know that process. So the biggest thing I'll preach always is sit down with your agent before you get anything going, before you view homes, anything. Sit down with your agent. Go over the entire process, go over the offer, go over the loan process. Make sure that they help you with your loan, not application, but loan process of getting approved. And by going through that and sitting down with your agent, just that one time for 30 minutes to 60 minutes, you're going to set up yourself with a very specific strategic game plan that's going to ensure 100% every single step along the way, how you're going to get to all of those steps, what you need to do during those steps, and why you're doing all of these things. You're going to feel very confident when you pull the trigger to make that offer. And you're going to know that I can meet this fast timeline. I can meet this deposit. I can meet this close of escrow. And it's going to really ensure that it's a strong process that you're going through. It's also important just so that you know what you're looking for as well, that you know what you want out of the process and how you want to communicate and everyone involved. And just overall, it's probably one of the most important steps I think we're going to come across here. Your home search, power pivot number 7. Open up to non-agent listed properties, which that means FSBOs is what we call them, or for sale by owners, expired listings, and then agent marketing. So what I like to do for my clients is When we sit down and I learn everything they're looking for in a property, I then have everything I need to find them a home. And on top of looking in the MLS and what's available online, I also will reach out to local homeowners in the area that are attempting to sell their homes by themselves. I will reach out to homes that have come off the market and didn't successfully sell. And I will reach out to agents in the area that have had recent sales and transactions to see maybe if they have any new inventory coming on. But by those combined efforts, our ability in our inventory to purchase a home and what's available to us goes from this big to this big. It really opens up your options, really ensures that you find what you're looking for. And just like when you sell a house, you always want to have 100% exposure to all buyers that are looking to sell a home. As a buyer, you want to have access to 100% of the inventory of homes for sale. So there's more than just the MLS, although that builds up majority of the inventory. There is also for sale by owner homes, expired listings that didn't successfully sell, and other agent marketing where there's sometimes they have pocket listings that aren't on the market, or again, coming soon properties that they haven't mentioned anywhere. So huge way to increase your inventory and ability to purchase a home. Power pivot number 8, know your style. And this is a fun one for me. And it's one of my most favorite parts of this process. And I think it's the most exciting. When I first meet with a client, my goal is to sit down and really, really, really get to know them. Not only the surface level of we want a 3-bedroom and a 2-bath and a yard and this neighborhood. I like to get deeper, dig deeper. What about a 3-bedroom house is important to you? Why do you need it? Do you have a family member moving in with you? Do you have children? Why do you need a big yard? Do you have a pet? Do you want to get a pet? Do your kids need space to run around? And then the location. What do you like about the locations that we're looking at? What really draws you to it? School districts, the type of home, crime rate, recreation, restaurants, all of that plays a big factor in deciding what home and what area you buy in. And so it's so important for you to really dive deep to help yourself understand what you're looking for, but then also have your agent dive deep with you. That way they know when they're looking online and a property comes up listed for sale, a brand new home, and I see it on the MLS, I immediately contact that listing agent because I know my client's style so well. I know exactly what they're looking for, and I know their schedule, that I can call that agent and say, hey, we want to view it this day at this time. And then I set that appointment. And after I set that appointment, I then contact my clients and say, hey, this new home popped up. What do you think? And that way, one, we ensure we're the first ones in to look at it because right now it's very competitive. But two, I already know what they're looking for. So really, it's a lot easier to reschedule or cancel an appointment than it is to get one right now. So as long as we get our foot in the door, then we can always scale back if they don't want it later. But the biggest success here and where you really want to be is completely in line with your agent and what you're looking for. Really communicate that with them. And like I said, that's probably my favorite part of this process, but it also is the most fun part. And really is going to be the biggest driving factor to your success. And home search number or pivot point number 9, part of your home search, your agent better know your style. So I kind of skipped ahead a step there, but really your agent really needs to know your style. Your agent needs to be on the same page as you. They need to know what you're looking for so they can act quickly on your behalf. And when you guys are together that much and that in sync, it's going to be an incredibly smooth process. So much stress is relieved from it. And you're going to be confident in the home you buy. And you're going to enjoy the process along the way. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into this 9-step strategy for 2021. It's been a crazy year so far, and I think next year is going to be just as crazy. But with these 9 steps in mind, I think it'll really help enable all buyers and sellers to find success in this market. If you have curiosity about getting into a home and purchasing or even selling a home and want to learn more about these strategies and how we could implement them specifically for you, reach out to me, Jessica, at calljessica.com, or you can comment below Or you can call me directly at 619-995-5792. Thank you guys so much again. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.